Hello world! This short video will give you an overview of the PDF marking tool in less time than it takes to make a decent cup of tea. Of course, you don't have to pick one or the other. Why not make the cup of tea first and then enjoy it while watching this video? Okay, enough chit chat, let's dive into it. In the age of online teaching and learning, it has become commonplace to allow students to compile and submit written assignments of many kinds online. Most online learning management systems have great tools in place for marking multiple choice assignments, but when it comes to written assignments, the options are limited. The PDF marking tool is a custom plugin for Adobe Acrobat that was created to fill this gap by allowing markers to use intuitive PDF annotations to mark assignments right on the page, but also to be able to calculate and upload marks using an automated and repeatable process. Let me demonstrate. I'm opening an electronic assignment submitted as a PDF document. This is done using Adobe Acrobat Pro because the marking tool is created as a plugin for Adobe Acrobat. Once opened, I can open the marking tools, which display right alongside all the standard Acrobat tools that I'm familiar with. The marking tools include a configurable tick tool. This allows me to apply ticks to the assignment, but I can specify how many points each individual tick is worth. In this example, 1 tick equals 1 mark. I'll mark the first 2 questions as correct using the tick tool. Sometimes you want to allocate a half mark. This is done using the half tick tool. Although the answer to question 3 is correct, the poem was written by Yeats, we were really looking for the full name, William Butler Yeats, so I'll only give a half mark. And for incorrect answers, we have the trusty cross tool. In our case, I'll indicate that the answer to question 4 is incorrect. The correct answer is, of course, a couplet. Now we get to a set of tools that were purpose-built for long-form answers. They are the checked stamp, the mark tool, and the comment mark tool. The checked stamp does not carry any embedded marks. It simply serves to indicate that the content has been read and that the marker has taken note of it. In our case, I'll read through the response and add stamps while taking mental notes of the whole answer. Once I have read the whole answer, I will assign a mark. However, I'm evaluating 2 separate aspects of the answer. Firstly, I'm evaluating grammar, and secondly, I'm evaluating the actual argument structure. Grammar will count 4 marks, and the argument structure will count 16. To add the mark for grammar, I select the mark tool. In addition to specifying the marks, I also have the option to give details about the criterion being evaluated. For the argument structure, I want to also add a custom comment, so I use the comment mark tool. Notice here I can specify the mark and criterion as before, but I can also capture a comment. At this point, I've completed the marking process. All that remains is to count up the marks. This is easily done using the count tool. When I click the count tool, the system first asks me for the assignment total and then automatically adds up all the assigned marks. The results are documented in a separate page which displays a breakdown table for all marks as well as basic information about the date and marker. After the marks are counted, I will proceed to the next step, finalizing the PDF. If I click the Finalize button, a secure copy of the PDF is created. This copy contains all the marks and the result sheet, but has 2 key differences. It now has an extra page that combines all the comments made across the document, and the marking is now disabled, i.e., I cannot add new marks to the document. That brings us to the end of a marking strategy that we call free-form marking. However, the PDF marking tool also supports another type of marking, rubric-based marking. Rubric-based marking is handy for bulk marking situations, where the lecturer may be assisted by multiple teaching assistants who help to mark submissions. In such a situation, it is likely that the different assistants will apply different mental models while marking, leading to inconsistent marks. To address this problem, a rubric is a structured document that gives clear guidance to a marker on how to mark each question. To show how this works, I will open an unmarked copy of our demo assignment. Once opened, I select the rubric before beginning to mark. Once the rubric is selected, I can use the rubric mark tool to add marks. Notice when I add the mark, the system pops up with a dialog. In this dialog is a drop-down list of elements being marked and a pre-configured list of potential options. For question 1, the possible options are correct or incorrect. However, these values are configurable. You'll see something more advanced in question 5. Once I select the option, the system automatically populates the marks as well as a default comment. As a marker, I may choose to adjust these if needed. Once I add the mark, I can proceed to the next question. Notice that when I mark the next question, the system automatically knows that it's question 2 because it tracks which questions still need to be marked. For demonstration purposes, let me finish the marking process. Once all questions are marked, I can simply count the marks as normal, but notice that the results screen now gives a much clearer breakdown of the marks and how they apply to each question. So that covers the basics of both rubric-based marking and free-form marking using the PDF marking tool. If you're keen to dig into more details, have a look at the detailed training videos. Cheerio!